I'm going to be giving you a sampling of how to do Unit 1, Lesson 1, Exercise 2. I've chosen to do numbers 2, 9, and 19. The instructions say, tell what cases these forms are and give the meanings. So we're going to look at this and how to find the forms. First, we're going to take the word silwas, separate the stem out. The stem is S-I-L-V. We know that because silwa, silwy. If we take off the A-E at the end, we're left with S-I-L-V. So this would be our ending. Macron A-S. And what you'll do is you'll go to your grammar book and find your first declension, which is grammar rule number 31. And we're going to look at the forms. These are the endings of the words that can be added on in the first declension. And we're going to look for A-S, long A-S. And if we look down, we see it only appears once. And it appears in the accusative plural form. So the form for silwas is accusative plural. Now the second thing they tell you to do is to give the meaning. So the meaning of silwas will be, over here are some examples, like they're using the word terra, terrai, and they're saying that if it's used in the subject form, it's going to mean land or the or a land. And if it's possessive, it's of the land. So these are all the meanings. And if we go down here to accusative plural, like we have for silwas, we are going to find lands or the lands. We're going to substitute lands out for forests, because that's what silwa is. So we have forests or the forests. So the reason I picked number 2 is because it's going to feel a little tricky. When you look at your answer key, it will not say the forests or the forest. It's going to say just plain forest or the forest. They're going to take out the S completely. And that doesn't mean that you didn't translate it correct. It is plural, but what you'll find in Latin is when they use the word silwa or silwy, they're going to translate the plural into singular oftentimes. Not always, but a lot of the time. So if you run into that, you didn't do anything wrong. It's okay. Just we'll make a correction and move forward. So the second one I chose is number 9. I chose terrai. So we'll find our stem, which is T-E-R-R, and here's our ending. That's our form. And we're going to go back to our grammar book, number 31, and we're going to look for the ending A-E. So we see it appears 3 times. It's going to appear in the genitive singular, so I'm going to write that down, genitive singular. It also appears in the dative singular. We have an A-E there, so dative singular. And one more time in the nominative plural. So I'm going to write nominative plural. So we don't know which way that this terrai is supposed to be translated unless we have the context of the whole sentence that it's coming from. So for the purposes of this exercise, we're actually going to translate it all 3 ways. So the genitive singular, if we look at genitive singular, is of the land. So we're going to go ahead and write of the land. The dative singular is translated to or for the land. And lastly, our nominative plural is translated lands or the lands. So we're going to write that in, lands or the lands. So lastly, I picked the word partis, so partis. And we are going to find our stem, which is P-A-R-T. And look at our ending here. We have a long I-S. And if we look down the forms, we're going to see that that does appear 2 times as well. So we're going to see dative plural. So we're going to write down dative plural. And the other form would be ablative plural. So for the dative plural, so the is ending, we have to or for the lands. Well, this word is gate, so we're going to write to or for the gate. And then for the ablative plural, we have the translation of the meaning to be by, with, or from the gate. So we're going to write by, with, or from, oh, not the word or, just a comma, but that's what that means. So, or from the gate. Actually, I have to correct myself. I did not put an S on the end of that one. It is plural, so I would need the S on the end. So to or for the gates, and then by, with, or from the gates. So I hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Thank you.